Alright guys, so hey, this is the last part of the video, that 3 videos that I want to make. If you want to learn about other videos, you go to my page and look at the other 2 videos on there. It's Being Honest Part 1 and Part 2. But, really quick, just give you some context. You know, I've been here 33 years, 10 of those years I've been a father. 11 of those years I've been married. I'm no longer interested in being married. I'm no longer interested in being a father anymore. I realized that the reason why I got married was selfish motives and intentions. I realized that I had a horrible childhood, and I tried to use my children and my experience with my children to remake my childhood and to make it better. And I tried to use them, and that was the problem. It really wasn't about them, but it was really about me. And so it took me a lot to come to the conclusions and to draw these conclusions about my experience, about my behavior, about my life, mainly through, the Bible, Jesus, prayer, self-reflection, and a lot of arguments with my wife. So in this, I'm just going to share some details about myself that I am no longer unwilling to hide. These details are sensitive in nature, but I want to share them, and hopefully it can help somebody else along their journey. And I feel like I need to say this. I feel like I need to be honest with myself. I don't want to hide anymore the choices and decisions that I've made with my life. I don't want to hide it, and I just want to expose it, right? And so these choices and decisions that I made have been, from me as a young child all the way up to an adult, recent years right now. And so I kind of want to I want to start off when I was younger and do kind of a timeline up until I'm older. And again, these things are sensitive in nature. Some of these things are extremely evil and wicked, and some of these things are criminal, and I'll be mindful not to incriminate myself while I'm making this video. But yeah, so I'm going to start sharing these things. Okay, so just going ahead and getting right into it. As a child, I've been very disobedient. I've rebelled against my parents. I have lied, stole, manipulated. I've tried to use people for my own selfish motives and reasoning. And again, this is through multiple situations I've observed this about myself, just trying to use people for my own selfish motives and reasons. I've honestly, this is really sad, and I regret this, but I've plotted to rape somebody. I've physically assaulted people. I've lied about who I was to people. I've made people believe that I was somebody else and tried to deceive them. I have it written down. If you see me looking down, because I have everything written down, I've been thinking about this for a while. I've deceived my own self. I've definitely stolen. I've tried to hide my selfishness and wickedness from my conscious mind. I've tried to hide it. I've gossiped. I've entertained gossip. I've disrespected my teachers. I've got kicked out of at least 2 middle schools, 1 high school for fighting and physically assaulting other people. I've got permanently expelled. I've watched so much pornography. I've questioned, is there more? How far can I go down this road of pornography? I've tried to have intercourse with my cat when I was 12 years old. And I say 12 years old because that kind of alleviates me from the guilt and the shame that comes along with saying something like that. I've questioned watching different forms of pornography. I've never watched anything other than, male and female, adult male and female pornography, but I've questioned, contemplated it, and watching different forms of pornography. And I honestly, I used to do all this, and I smiled, and I like to hide this part of myself from other people. And I go around and I smile, and mentioning those things, it's like the gravity of that is really heavy. But I guess this is me just coming out and being honest about the lifestyle that I've lived. A lot of these things I don't do them anymore. I haven't done them, but I have in the past practiced these things, and it's only by God's grace that I haven't gone further into this kind of moral depravity and wickedness. And so I guess I just want to get that out there. But thanks for listening, guys. Okay, so one detail that as I rewatched this video that I left out is I also tried to sell drugs as well. That didn't work out too well, but I tried to sell drugs with my friends. And there's a lot. I have as well, there's something that comes to my mind and thinking about as well. I've also mocked people that were homosexual, and I actually tried to, in high school, I used to try to go around and act like I was one. I mean, it's just so much more to this. It's just so. I mean, I observe my behavior and my nature is just so wicked, and my heart, man, it's very wicked. But I don't know. I wanted to share this, and I don't know what's going to happen from this, but we'll see where this journey goes. Thanks for watching. All right, peace out.